Sit. Good. Go to your mat. Down. Good. So she went down right away when I said down. She got a little reward, but she went a little crooked. So since she tends to do that sometimes, I'm going to reposition her. Okay. Make sure that you always allow her to get up. And I'm just going to walk her right to where I want her to be on the mat. Down. Let's say down again. That's better. Well, she's still veering off to her left, but that's okay for now. So when I'm doing this mat exercise, it's just a great way to teach the dog a solid downstay, because I practice this mat exercise every day, she does all of this out in public even without the mat. You say down, she goes there. She's learned how to stay in a calm downstay. She'll stay there no matter where you go. What I practice, I've been practicing in my house, but also in the yard. And we're videoing the yard part because I think it's more, it pertains to your situation a lot more than usual, because you have such a big open space, your ranch that you live on. So I'm going to practice going different places, leaving the yard, walking farther away, and having her practice being in a downstay. So I'm going to go out this gate first. If you're ever going to do something that's difficult for her to handle, such as a down, you can remind her what you want her to keep doing if you're going to do something difficult. So before I walk out the gate, I'm going to say down, just a reminder to keep doing, and walk out the gate. And then I'm going to come back. And at first, when you're practicing this kind of stuff, 5 to 10 seconds is fine. I mean, just the fact that she's not getting up to run over to the gate when I leave, good, is a very positive thing. So she was fine me going over there and leaving and coming back. Just going to do another walk around. First of all, just having a downstay where she can accept you walking behind her, that's a higher level of downstay than most dogs ever have. So that's where we started, and now we're doing more advanced downstays where we leave her alone, we leave the yard, go in the house, which we'll do in a second. I'm going to reposition her so she's in the middle of the mat. Okay. Okay. Down. Good. So now I have her in the middle of the mat. Good girl. Notice how I'm rewarding her. I put the reward on the mat. Good. She takes it off the mat. And it's even best that she not even touch your hand. So practice this, because she needs to wait until you put her on the mat, withdraw, and then take it off the mat. It takes more focus to do it that way for her. So I'm going to insist that she not, good, that she, look, right here, silly, that she not touch my hand. Because a lot of times, especially if they're extra hungry, they'll try to take it out of your hand. She's not really hungry right now, but still, you definitely want to put it there, make sure she doesn't touch your hand, and then she takes it off the mat. Because let's say you were trying to reward her and she was just trying to grab it out of your hand, that would be very reactive of her. And that would mean that she's not calm and focused when she's doing this exercise. So you have to insist, like if she tries to touch your hand, you can even do that and say no. She knows what that means. She'll back off. This is her muzzle. You need to deposit it on the mat, and then she waits and takes it. That's what you're looking for. No rushing, no tossing the food. You want to do what I'm doing here in the video. You want to be calm, real deliberate in your actions and your motions. Good. She's not very hungry at all. I mean, this is the norm for her, and she hears people out on the street in cars. When I first started doing this with her, she would pop up, she was shaking. Any noises out there, even a truck that passed by on the street or somebody walking past, she'd get very scared. She's so much more stable now, but she still will not eat. She'll lose her appetite and she'll become alert when she hears noises out there. But it's much better than it was, and she'll continue to become more and more stable if you practice this exercise. So I already went out that gate. I'm going to go in the house now. You want to show me? Just go in the house. And I'm going to remind her before I go in there, down. I'm going to go in the house, close the door behind me. And I'm going to come back. And she stayed there. Good. Good. That time she touched my hand a little bit and I allowed it, but this time I'm going to make sure. Hey, see this? No, there's no licking of the arm either. She's doing really well. She's happy and she's relaxed, but we want her playing this game right. So at the very least, even though she's interested in something out there, make sure she's not grabbing food out of your hand and she's calm when she's on the mat. So now I'm going to go through this gate here, and it's okay if you step out to show where I'm going. Down. There's another gate here. I'm going to leave the yard. It's directly behind her. Close the gate behind me. Come back. It's okay if she turns around to look, just as long as she doesn't turn her body. And then of course you always come back in front of her. Good. Reward her. And you can also do things like down, pull on the leash. Good. Now, if she were to get up in any of these situations, you say no. You step into her, do a left circle. She's going to be on your left. Put her back. Or if she just stands up and doesn't leave the mat, you say no. Do this, and she'll go back down. And then continue your exercise. Do it again until she gets it right. She's pretty good at this, though. So this is already a lot, what we've done here in the yard. And we've also been practicing this out on our quiet little street, the mat exercise and having her eat off the mat. That's what made her more comfortable out in public. And of course, if you're not in a fenced yard, you never let go of the leash. So out on the street, you're going to be just staying close to her, holding on to the leash, making sure she stays in a downstay. And this is out in public, and I know you live in the country, so you probably won't be doing that. But that's what I did here, because our goal here was to make her more comfortable out in public with cars and people and activity like that. So we did this exercise out there as well. So when you're going to take her off this mat, you just stand next to her. She's waiting for you to stand next to her and pat your leg and say, okay. She'll get up, bring her off the mat, say sit. Good. Everything starts and ends with a sit stay. Notice how I had her sit in a calm sit stay. I released her to go onto the mat, and when you have her bring her off the mat, bring her off, have her go into a calm sit stay, and release her out of a calm sit stay. Go. Now she's free. She can go do whatever she wants.